Welcome everybody to another round of World of Tanks subscriber replays. My name as always is Maxwell, and today's first video is from the user Tractor Slowpert. That's Tractor Slowpert, and he's driving the ELC AMX on an encounter battle on Winter Himmelsdorf. ELC AMX being a tier 5 light tank for the French. And when a light tank finds itself in a tier 7 battle, well, when a tier 5 light tank finds itself in a tier 7 battle, I think that's probably the best matchmaking it's going to get. So really you can tend to affect great change in a battle like this one. As you can see, Tractor gets to the top of the hill before anybody else and gets a nice shot on that SU-100 as he just crests the hill and then decides to leave the hill to the larger tanks. As you can see, the majority of the team heading up there, as is usually the case with an encounter battle. Do still have a good contingent of forces coming down into the actual town itself, which could prove detrimental considering the amount that they've sent down here. They've got 4 heavy tanks, not to mention the usual tank destroyers that come here. Like I said, they've got 4 heavy tanks already off the hill, but it looks like the enemy team's done the same thing. Had a shot at that KV-2, but the aim time on this ELC's cannon is absolutely horrible. So not able to do anything, not able to hit that KV-2 there. As you can see though, he's got some side shots on these guys as they are advancing. Just got to keep the fountain to his left there. Just focuses in on that AT-8. Gets one good hit and then decides to relocate using the advantages of a light tank. When you're a light tank, you've got to use every advantage that you have, and the major advantage of a light tank is its speed and agility. It's able to relocate to different sections of the battlefield pretty quickly. I was thinking about going around and having a shot at that KV-1, but as you can see, the AT-8 was looking this direction, so don't want to anger that thing, as he will take apart the ELC. Going to come in and offer some support to this Nashorn. Excuse me, just hitting the microphone there, as the Nashorn is dueling against an SU-85 and a KV-1. Nashorn more than a match for these tanks individually, but with his complete lack of armor, every single shot that these guys fire off is going to penetrate the Nashorn. As you can see, both of the tanks there, the KV-1 and the SU, both focusing on the Nashorn, as he is the much bigger threat. Tractor able to take out the SU-85, and that just leaves a KV-1 on very, very low hit points. Unfortunately, the Nashorn is also on very, very low hit points, so Tractor decides to be a pal, comes in and protects his lower plate for him, because he has considerably more hit points at 400. He can take a few hits from either of these tanks, and just going to make it a little bit harder for the KV-1, the AT-8, to be able to just get a free kill on this Nashorn. AT-8 thinking about coming around, but I think he realizes he's a little bit too slow. Hasn't quite got the positioning down as he's trying to back off way, way, way back from the corner. As soon as he pokes around the corner, if Tractor can get a good tracking shot on him to take his tracks out, then that's going to be win for them. Decides just to shake things up a little bit, as this isn't really going anywhere. This AT-8 is kind of just trying to inch his way around the corner, but he's not actually getting anywhere with this. So Nashorn just backing off a little bit. He is also trying to angle himself out to get a shot on this AT-8. Has a shot and misses. He's now got to try and get into cover from the AT-8. It looks like he's been able to do that because he hasn't been taken out. In the meantime, though, the attackers on the hill are getting thoroughly pasted up there. It says only that T-43 left. Tractor deciding to do what he can here and flanking around behind the AT-8 and this KV-1. Unfortunately, this KV-1 is a little bit oblivious. So actually, he was looking in this direction, but there wasn't anything he could do. That at the same time, the AT-8 makes his move, takes out the Nashorn. Tractor just going to come around beside him. Other downside of the ELC is the super long reload at tier 6 with a light tank, an 11-second reload. 10.5-second reload is absolutely punishing. Unfortunately, though, this AT-8 isn't going to be able to do anything to get away, and he gets himself taken out, and that's kill number 3. Unfortunately now, though, the allied team is losing 13 kills to 9. There's just Tractor and this VK3001H left alive. And the guys who did go on the hill have now come down and trying to assault. Tractor just going to try and get away from this A44. He's got the speed. The A44 is nowhere near as fast as the ELC. He's going to come around to the cap circle. Spots a T1 heavy there. He's still in the spawn area though, so he may well be AFK. Deciding to try and throw the enemy off the scent here. Makes his way as if he's going to go up the hill. And then waits till he thinks his camo's kicked back in. And then makes his way in a different direction entirely. Unfortunately, probably got spotted out by that T1 there. As he spotted the T1 himself. Looks like the KV2 probably is going for a base capture here. As the VK3001H has been taken out at some point. And this leaves Tractor Sloper with the inordinate task of... Wow. I have no idea what just happened there, but a KV2 fired at the ELC AMX and didn't do any damage. May have only done 7 points of damage there. Maybe he hit the ground, but it looked like hit him flush on. Got himself a Hellcat to take out here. Waits till he gets in nice and close and then takes him out. Picks up kill number 4, but he's still got 5 tanks to battle against all by himself here. So really what he's going to have to do is just run away, take his time, and try and single these guys out. If they all decide to move together as a unit, there's going to be absolutely nothing that he can do. No way an ELC AMX is going to be able to assault into 5 tanks, although, like I said, I think that T1 is AFK. So what he's got to try and do is split them up and catch them one at a time, ninja stealth style. Looks like this KV2 has already split off from the pack. Tractor going to try and get a hit on him. Going to focus in on that turret. Took a shot a little bit too quick there, as the KV2 is very famous for landing clutch snapshots with that giant derp cannon. But he has well overshot Tractor here. You can see he's aiming at the end of the train cars, pre-focusing down. So Tractor's just saying, nope, I'm not going to appear there. You will not have the shot. Takes a shot anyway, but misses by a country mile. Tractor uses this opportunity to try and run away. Was going to try and probably cut through there and get alongside the KV2. As it was, though, a sneaky gas canister was in the way. Using auto-aim there for some reason. Even though it probably would have been much easier just to look at the KV2. KV2 pokes himself around the corner. A little bit unfortunate that he's not able to get a piece of damage on him. But the tracking shot did reset the base capture. KV2 comes up to try and head him off, but he's nowhere near fast enough. Tractor makes a run for it, but the KV1 is closing in from the other direction. If the KV1 pokes himself out here, Tractor may be able to take him out. This is going to be a very, very risky shot, because if he misses, both of these KVs are going to be able to close him down. Gets a great hit on him there. Unfortunately, though, didn't do quite enough damage to take him out. KV2 rushes his shot, even though he had all the time in the world. Going to be focusing down on the KV1 now, who decides to shoot and track his own teammate in the KV2, who moved out well before he had his gun reloaded. KV1 could have got some damage onto Tractor there, but a little bit of miscommunication or zero communication means that the KV1 just damaged the KV2. Great shot there to take out the KV1. That's kill number 5, but he's still got 4 tanks to battle against. T29 has now appeared. KV2 has another shot and misses. Not really sure where this E44 is. The A44 is. Smart money would be on the fact that he's flanking around. But as you can see, the T29 and KV2 are both one-shots. So if he can find either of them, he's going to be able to pick them off pretty quickly. T29 being fairly smart and hiding behind the building. No, KV2 not being smart at all and raging right out in the middle of the open there for Tractor just to take out with one quick shot. And he's got to take his chance here. He's got to try and close down this T29. T29's only one shot from death, and the A44 chooses that exact moment to make his appearance. So Tractor decides to the discretion, the better part of valor in this instance, and runs away, jinking from side to side so no one can hit him. The idea there, I think, was to just try and close down the T29 and take him out as quickly as possible. Worst case scenario is he would take a bit of damage, but the T29 didn't have the alpha damage to be able to take out the ELC. But now with them both in the cap circle together, I'm not sure what this T29 is doing. He's moved out of cover now from behind that building, so Tractor's going to be able to come around and get a hit on him. Both of them, in fact, out in the open now. Got to take his time because he hasn't been spotted, so he can really just let his gun close all the way in before taking this shot. This T29 just caught way out in the open. I have no idea why he was there. Had all the time in the world just to be behind the building in the cap circle. It meant that Tractor would have to either flank all the way around inside the city or come all the way through past that A44. Hopefully the A44 isn't going to make the same mistake, because although it's 2 versus 1, I still think that this T1 Heavy is AFK. And there is the A44. He's not behind the building, but he is using the corpse of his fallen comrade. Now decides to make a move behind the building, but then gets himself out into the open again. I'm not really sure what he's doing. So, not really sure what that A44 is doing. He could have just hid all game behind that building there, but just decided to drive around out in the open. And Tractor didn't get any damage on him, but he was able to reset the cap by getting a hit on his tracks. And now he's just going to make a run for it as he's got a clear line off into the city. And this A44 isn't going to have the speed to be able to track him down. And we're just going to speed this one up a little bit until we get back into the action, because this one is just going to be a supreme case of cat and mouse. And like I was saying earlier, a light tank, especially definitely in this kind of situation, has to use all of the tricks in its bag and use all of its advantages. So decides now to go and kill this T1 Heavy. Says in the chat, I'm going to get my Radleys, fuck it. And not just for the Radley Walters medal, for some reason using auto-aim at this point when it's probably not really necessary. Sets the T1 on Heavy though. Sets the T1 Heavy on fire, which is very, very nice. But it's actually a pretty smart play there, because if he spends the next sort of 2 minutes dueling with the A44, he may not have had enough time to come back and kill the T1 or cap the base. So that's just now allowing him the luxury of just being able to take his time with this A44 and try and take him out. Too busy typing in the chat. Crashes into a wall there. Now he's just got to try and come at this A44. If you have a look at the A44's health, still got 797 hit points. So that's at least 3 shots from Tractor to be able to take him out. But I think Tractor thinks that he's a much better player than this A44. He's just going to charge him down. And to be honest, with the evidence we've seen so far, I would tend to agree. As this A44 is finally hiding in cover behind the building there. But Tractor just getting himself in the cap circle. A44 for some reason moves himself out, gets one good hit on the ELC in return, but only able to take his tracks out. ELC waiting for his gun to reload. A44's probably got the faster reload speed, which is not something that you hear every day when you compare a medium tank and a light tank. His gun is now finally reloaded, so he's going to line himself up and hope this A44 makes a mistake and comes out into the open. The problem with the A44 is its turret is mounted on the rear of the tank, which means that he has to poke a lot of his front out in order to get a shot. Just got to play a ring around the houses until his gun reloads. Gets another great hit on the A44 there. Takes some damage in return, but the A44's lost his track. Can't rely on the fact that he's got a faster reload speed, but he's got him tracked, sticking out in the front there. Gets another good hit onto his track there to take that one out. Although he's probably got a faster repair speed than Tractor has got a reload speed, but nope, gets him again, tracks him again, and one more good hit. All he needs to do is get one solid hit through the armor. Thing is that this guy's a faster repair speed than he's got reload speed. He's going to be clicking furiously, and there we go, kill number 9, 3,500 points of damage. Kobalov's medal, stood alone against 6 tanks and won the day in a tier 5 scout. Absolutely awesome replay there from Tractor Sloper. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Don't forget to stick around, because as always, the score screens and another game are coming right up. And our second replay of the day is from the user Parv. That's Parv, and he's driving the Centurion 7-1 on a standard battle on the mountain pass. Centurion 7-1 being a tier 9 medium tank for the British. And this replay isn't so much about the kill score or the amount of damage done, but it's more about the tactics employed and the way that he went about trying to salvage and win this game for his team, despite the terrible, terrible start that they're about to have. So, onto this replay, going to be heading all the way over to the left-hand flank straight away, just taking a wide berth around, just in case the enemy team has a scout, as you can see, has now been spotted out, so that was a smart course of action, giving it a wide berth there. As you see, Tiger 1 already getting himself taken out by the artillery, and Parv has been spotted again. So it looks like there's definitely somebody with a lot of eyes on this location. He's been spotted twice now, once when he drove past, and once when he just peeked his head out there. Does see an AMX 5100 who was totally focused on that Indian Panzer there, but he's able to get himself away just in time. Tries to get a shot on the side of the T-34-2. Unfortunately, just misses that one. A little bit unfortunate there. I really thought that one was going to hit. You can see the enemy pushing down this flank pretty heavily. They've got some fast tanks in here with a lot of firepower. Parv going to be trying to help out his ally in the Indian Panzer there. Artillery starts to land from the allied team, and the Indian Panzer gets himself taken out pretty quickly here. Might be able to get another shot on this IS-8 as he comes round. Decides to go for the T-34-2 instead. And now they've just got to put up some kind of determined defense here. You can see he's got an E1, a T-30 and a Tiger 2 in the background there, but everybody's kind of focused on Parv here. You see there are some guys coming from the rear. Got to be careful because it looks like one of those tank destroyers might have had a shot on his rear armor, but he has put himself forward enough now. It looks like that T-28, no, he's on the other side of the ridge. So now just going to be sitting, waiting for someone to poke their head out and someone to make a mistake. Not really sure where the allied team is. You can see there's an IS-8 and a Jagdpanther just coming out of the base now. I'm not really sure what they were doing in the base to begin with. Tiger 1 makes a suicide push right up the center there, and he gets taken out really quickly. Got to be careful of this AMX 5100, as these things are capable of dishing out a hell of a lot of damage if they've got the fully upgraded cannon. Is able to get eyes on the IS-8 there. Gets a fantastic hit, which does damage and gets him tracked, so that the Tiger 2 was able to finish him off. Gets his track damage from the T-34-2. Gunner gets taken out of action, but just uses his medkit to bring him back to life, as this is going to be a bit of a shooting battle. Going to be engaging at medium range, so he's going to need that gunner. So the allied team, and Parv in particular, have done a fantastic job of stalling the attack on this left-hand side. But as you can see now on the right-hand flank, the enemy pushing with great force and great numbers. So Parv taking this opportunity to spin himself around and go and try and maybe offer a hand there, as somebody is going to need to. There is a T-30 down in the valley there. Maybe thinking about taking that route, but just seeing that T-30, decides against it. Not really sure what the rest of the allied team is doing. They've stayed way back for most of this fight, and they got outflanked on both flanks, concentrating too many forces in that centre here. You can see there's a Jagdpanther come all the way back with Parv to try and defend the base and try and defend their artillery. Do have 3 artillery pieces, and I do remember that they were all platooned together. Finds a T-69 here. Again, got to be careful, because T-69 can dish out a decent amount of damage if he's able to unload his full clip. Unfortunately, though, it looks like he hasn't bought a repair kit, and he's just going to sit there tracked this whole time. He is running away, though, so he's possibly not loaded. Parv's able to get a great shot through the front of him. Gets a lovely bit of RNG when he needs it. Actually, probably had the alpha damage to take him out anyway, but that was a nice ammo rack nonetheless. And one more hit on this T-25-2 should be enough, and indeed it is. That's kill number 2. But as you can see, with them abandoning the left-hand flank to come and defend from the right-hand push, the enemy has overrun them in that area. T-34-2 is now in on base, trying to take out the artillery. Parv going to move across here. On there we go. The Jagdpanther is able to take him out. What a great shot. But not before the counter battery comes in, taking out all but one of the allied artillery here. Lorraine going to be making a run for it. The Jagdpanther's in a novel position there, along with the Panther as well. Going to take his time aiming on this IS, gets a good hit on him and takes him out. They've still got a Panther there. I didn't realise he was still in the fight, but it looks like he has not bought a fire extinguisher, and that's the end of his game. GG to him. So still got this T-30 with a reasonable amount of hit points left are losing 12 kills to 9 at the moment. Gets a great hit on that ST-1 to take him out. And now just going to have to try and put up a great defense to stop these guys getting in here. T-43 making a push, but it looks like the Jagdpanther's got his number all day long. Starts to try and make a run for it. Doesn't get fired up, and Parv gets another great bit of RNG on his side. Hits him and sets him on fire, and it looks like he wasn't quick enough firing the fire extinguisher. There was only 2 ticks of that fire, so that was enough to take him out. Evened it up nicely here, only losing by 1 kill now. This AMX 5100's got the Jagdpanther in his sights. Looks like he may have landed 1 hit, but Parv comes around, says no more of that, son, and takes him out. Picks up kill number 5. T-30 is making a push on the right-hand flank now, but he takes a hit, I think, from the artillery there. Going to be focusing up in the air to try and hit the artillery. I'm not really sure what he's aiming at. May actually be a... no. I was going to say maybe a bot, since he's trying to fire through a mountain to hit the Lorraine. But I think with 3 kills, it would have to be a pretty sophisticated bot. Starts making a run for it. Parv has a shot just in case that one did land. But he's got to be careful here, because he has been spotted out now, and the enemy team does still have 2 artillery pieces, and 2 large artillery pieces as well, in the form of that 212A and the M53-55. Both of those being tier 9 will be well capable of one-shotting Parv, and in fact I'm pretty sure an artillery shell just landed in the background there as he started to make his move. Started to try and get the hell out of here. So there is still 3 of them left. They've evened this one up nicely, and the good thing is they know exactly where that T-30 is, and he's probably going to stay in exactly that location. So going to try and come at him from behind and take him out as quickly as possible. That Jagdpanther's still hanging around for base defense duty, just in case the T-30 pushes. Going to be hopefully coming up behind this T-30 now. Just having a look to the left in case he has fallen back. Problem is, I think the T-30's got at least 2 shots left in him. And there we go. T-30 hasn't moved. Isn't even aware of what's going on. I think he may have just... oh, no, there we go. He has woken up now. And is slowly turning to face Parv, but just gets himself eliminated. And to be honest, I'm starting to think he may well have been a bot when there was nobody in line of sight. His gun was down, pointed at the ground. He wasn't looking around at all. And then when Parv came into view and shot him, he slowly, lumberingly turned his attention to Parv. But it wasn't quick enough before he got himself taken out. Looks like the Lorraine went charging in for some reason, the allied artillery piece, and he got himself killed now. So it's just the 212 and the M53-55 against Parv in the Centurion 7-1 and this Jagdpanther. And the only real course of action they've got now is to attack. The Jagdpanther looks like he's taking the long route around. Oh no, and there we go. The T-30 talks in chat. So... looks like he isn't a bot, he's just an asshole, as he is revealing his allies' positions. So how many hit points has the allied Jagdpanther got? Not that it really matters, because if these artillery pieces catch you off guard and derp you in the face, they're probably going to take all of your hit points off. If they hit a thick piece of armor, Parv might survive 2 shots. Gets 1 good hit on the M53-55 there, and then he's going to be setting up in a TD position. Parv going to try and just sneak his gun out. Didn't... oh, there we go. And the rushed his shot there. Fired way, way early, as Parv was trying to just sneak his gun out to get a little bit of a hit there. But M53-55 rushed his shot, fluffed it, gets himself killed. Takes out the tracks of the Jagdpanther. Jagdpanther hasn't quite got the gun elevation to get the 212 in. That's just because he was able to get back there. Parv trying to get back as far as he can, because he has got the gun elevation and he has got the Radley Walters medal, and that is GG and the victory. So absolutely awesome replay there from Pav showing us how to defend against a push when it comes from the left-hand flank and the right-hand flank, and then the left-hand flank again. So awesome replay from you, picking yourself up 8 kills and 6,500 damage, and just helping your team soldier on to victory. So thank you very much for sending that replay in. Don't forget, guys, if you've got yourself a great replay, send that into replay@screenreality.com. Link for that is in the description. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful, informative, you learned something, or you just enjoyed it, then consider hitting that subscribe button, because there's a lot more World of Tanks content on this channel. If you want to join the discussion and let me know exactly what you thought about these 2 videos, then go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section below. From Maxwell, this has been World of Tanks, and I will catch you guys next time.